What you see here is the fossil record of another species. Looks remarkably similar to the last one. And just like it, in this case about 2 million years ago, it underwent a diversification. It split into two major lines. They existed side by side for about 1 million years. This one went extinct. This one continued to evolve, and what you see here is the size of a very important organ in all of these species. And as you can see, this guy is still with us to the present day. Now, I don't know if this looks familiar to you or not, but it should. And the reason for that is it's us. What you're looking at is a fossil record showing the development of the brain size in human beings. We make an arbitrary split between the Australopithecines and our genus Homo. That split occurred about 2 million years ago. Human beings or pre-humans lived side by side with Australopithecines for about 1 million years before they went extinct, and we might have had something to do with that. And the line leading to us showed a rapid increase in brain capacity in just the last 1 million or so years. Many people who are critical of evolution literally refuse to believe that we have intermediate fossils that connect us to our pre-human ancestors, but we certainly do. And every year we discover more of them. And these are not fragmentary remains. These are not bits of a jawbone or a piece of a tooth. In many cases, they are complete skulls that show us a great deal about these individuals and a great deal about what they were capable of. One of these skulls was reported in the journal Nature several years ago. It's called Kenyanthropus, the guy on this side. And when I opened the issue of Nature, I saw a summary in the paper showing not just Kenyanthropus, which is right here, but showing all of the fossil species, who is related to whom, or who we think is related to whom. And these are species that lived in just the last 5 million years leading to us. And I opened this and I looked at this and I had one of those really weird moments. I looked at it and said, I've seen that before. Where have I seen it before? How could I have seen it before? Because this is the latest issue of a scientific journal. They must have drawn this diagram up. But I was positive that I had seen that diagram before, and I couldn't imagine what it was. So I thought about it. Yeah, I got better things to do. Went to sleep. Woke up the next morning. I don't know when I do my good thinking when I'm unconscious or not, but I woke up the next morning and I thought, I know where I saw it before. I saw it before in The Origin of Species. Unintentionally, that summary of the human fossil record is literally a dead ringer for that back-of-the-envelope sketch that Charles Darwin put in The Origin of Species. This was his sketch as to what evolution would look like if we could capture all the intermediate forms and visualize all of the evolutionary speciation events. Lo and behold, what we know right now around our own species matches that in a way that I think Darwin would never have anticipated. So the human fossil record turns out to be an almost perfect match for Darwin's rough back-of-the-envelope sketch of evolution. Now we live, as all of you know from your education, in a molecular age. And so far I've just been talking about fossils. So a fair question is, what about the molecular evidence? Does it support the idea of evolution? This is the cover of the scientific journal Nature, published almost exactly a year ago today. And it has in it the chimpanzee genome DNA sequence. And these are a few lines from one of the papers in this issue. And I wanted to show you what one of the authors who worked on this study actually wrote. And what he wrote is that more than a century ago, Darwin posited that humans share recent common ancestors with the great apes in Africa. Modern molecular studies have spectacularly confirmed this prediction. So molecular studies support it, and they support it in a very dramatic way. Now, as I'll tell you after the break,